So people are who they are. So like, you know, again, like the reason why I brought that up is like the vitriol that comes back and forth on that topic is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Among others, but it seems to be the strongest on the left for whatever reason. I don't know if they're just super passionate about it or whatever, but just sitting around yelling at people and telling them they're scum and all this other stuff is not how you get people to align with you and agree with your argument that you have. I'm not saying you, I'm saying it in a broad sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm listening, but I don't know. I don't know why.
I'm just so confused on why everybody hates each other so much over that topic alone. Now, granted, they hate each other over everything else.
Hold on 1 second. I'm joining it.
But why that one, man? It's such a small percentage. I just don't get it. Quit trying to change people's minds, I guess, and at the same time let people be. You know what I mean? it's like,
yeah.
Stop turning it into a political issue.
Do you really feel like other people are trying to force their beliefs on you?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Constantly. Not personally, but like when you go to like social media and stuff, yes, all the time.
Like, would you be the kind of person that was like watching a show and there were 2 gay characters on it and they kissed? You would feel like homosexuality was forced on you?
No.
No?
That's artistic expression.
Okay.
Like that one movie was really good. What was it called? Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, if it
that was a good
trans
movie.
person in that movie talking about being a trans person, would you feel like you were that was being forced upon you?
No, it's artistic expression.
Okay.
Artistic expression is artistic expression. You should be able, I feel like, do whatever. I mean, it's artistic expression. But when you have, a paid mouthpiece that's some shill for some jackass in Washington on there just calling you on like Twitter or Facebook or wherever it is, just calling you scum of the earth and trying to tell you why you're wrong. Yeah, they're trying to shove it down your throat. They are. That's not artistic expression. That's freedom of expression through speech, but I would not consider that artistic expression. So I respect their right to say whatever they want, but all they're doing is throwing gasoline into a fire for a lot of people.
Wait, and these are you? Okay, I'm following. Why?
It's a deep conversation,
Yeah. Why are you Why? What happened? Like people are like talking to you about it in a political way, or what's going on?
No, I read X and stuff a lot, and just to kind of see what's going on with different people.
Oh, Twitter? Or
Twitter? Yeah, Twitter.
Oh, yeah, like the most political website ever.
Yeah, those people on there are so hateful. It's absurd, man. It's just, it's crazy.
What are you mad about? What are you upset about? Not mad.
Oh, I'm not really upset or mad. Being upset or mad doesn't do anything. I'm just wondering why. I was talking to Rio about the here. I'll just recap that real quick, and then you'll understand where we are. So, 15, 20 years ago,
looks like
right?
He's around 130 yards out from
you didn't hear anything about transgender people.
No.
Yet there was no like crazy statistics. Nobody was going out and just going on killing sprees or anything like that. Nothing.
Hold on, now that was definitely happening, but maybe not trans people doing it.
No, I'm talking about trans people. I'm not talking about. People are definitely running around killing people. I mean, Richard Ramirez. I mean, he's one of the worst serial killers of all time, and that was in the 90s.
120 yards from the pin.
20 years ago, I don't think
but
there were.
okay.
So I believe it was the 90s. I might be wrong about that. So
Late 70s, 80s, kind
late
of.
70s, 80s. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
no problem.
So the but back then you didn't hear about that kind of thing. So here's what I told Rio. You know, this is what I think happened. I, for one, think that people should just be left alone. You should just be who you are. That should be good enough. Be you, right? That's how I feel personally. But to sit there and try to shoehorn it down people's throats through like political ideology and agendas is just like throwing gasoline onto a fire. And now, a statistic that is literally 1% of the population, it's like 1 or 2% of the population, is now one of the poignant talking points that is fueling complete division of our country.
Well, can I ask
And
you
all
a
of it
question?
is because of like social media, like exploding it, basically.
Well, it's partially that, but can I ask you a question? And I'm not trying to tick anybody off here. Are you religious?
I'm not, no.
Okay. So here's what I related to. Okay. Just because you didn't hear about something 20 or 50 years ago doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. It
I
just
agree
means
with
it
you.
wasn't talked about. And the second thing is this. Being raised in a Baptist church, up until a few years ago, I had no idea what the Westboro Baptist Church was, but now every time I mention it, every once in a while there'll be somebody who will say, "Oh, you're Baptist." And I'm like, "Yes, but we're not like that." And most
I know
churches
you're going.
aren't like that. But the thing is, when you say there's a small percentage being the main talking point of the conversation, you also have to look at who's talking about it. The people who are talking about it are people who are afraid of something. They're afraid of not understanding it. 90% of conflict in the world is from one group of people being afraid another group of people are not going to treat them like people. That's the thing. They treat them like things. We have this thing where business people see their employees as a renewable resource, which means they don't have to worry about treating them good. There'll be somebody else to come in the door afterwards.
His second shot looks like.
Or in the case of trans people, you got people who feel like they've been put in the wrong body, and then you have religious people. Well, God doesn't make mistakes. Obviously, you're mentally ill. When
Yeah,
in
that's a
reality,
big
it
one
could
right
be
now.
that they're mentally ill, but they have locked into this thing to where you have to conform to their point of view because they are afraid of the unknown and the unknown person. There's always a thing with the uncanny valley, like in video games. There was something back in evolutionary history that looked human enough to scare the crap out of people, to where if something is slightly off, you will find a group of people who are completely against it because they don't want to understand it, they don't want to see about it, because to them it threatens their very closed-minded existence. Buddhists have different terms for other religions. You know what the one for Christianity is?
What?
I
It is
don't
the
know.
closed-minded way. Because you have to believe the way it's been taught to you, that it is the only way that you can move on from this plane of existence to a better place. There is no alternative. You have to do it this way. And if you don't like it, go down the street and there's a different denomination of the same thing, a different Starbucks coffee house, if you will, that will give you what you want without the frustration of you actually having to do anything. One of the greatest political cartoons that you will ever find is a guy on a stage in front of a group of people, and there's a microphone holding up there. He says, "How many people want change?" And everybody raises their hand. How many people want to change is the next panel. Nobody, even the guy on the stage, is raising their hand. What you have is
coming in for a landing here on
the social
green.
media thing is not necessarily the amplification problem. The problem is we're
This is
pointing out the
clocking
fact
in
that
at
there's
around
something,
170
whether
yards
it be
or so
black
to
people
the
dating
pin
white
from here.
people, whether it be gay people, whether it be trans people, it'll be something else in 10 years. There is always something new that scares people who are set in their ways. But there's only one constant thing in life that you can bet on, and it's not death. It's change. You will find out that no matter what you do, everything's going to change, whether you like it or not. And the sooner you accept that the fact that nothing is going to stay exactly the way it is for all
Third
eternity,
shot for him.
you're good. You start to learn to adjust to that. And if you think about it this way, everybody's whole thing is they have to meet your criteria to be considered like you, to be like-minded. There are plenty of things that I don't agree with Ryu on, a lot of things, particularly when it comes to football
We've got
teams
12
or
feet to
whatever.
go here.
Doesn't necessarily mean I think he's an idiot. I think he's an idiot for other reasons, but
Anyway,
I say
continue.
joking just to throw Tom under the bus there just a bit, but you get what I'm saying.
Well,
once
no,
you-
I agree.
once
I
you-
agree
Drops,
with
you'll get
what
your
you're
bird.
I
saying.
have put a person who's the most closed-minded man that I know in the same room with one of the most open-minded trans people that I know. And at the end of the day, that they were forced to kind of be around each other because we were
I
all
hear
in
a
the
fucking
hospital
dog running
waiting on a
around
friend
here.
of
6
ours
foot
to
putt for
find
him.
out if they were okay. And this person, at the end of the day, they both found something in common. They both liked Marvel Comics. And so they were talking about comic books.
Yikes.
So, like, there's the problem is that once you talk to people, you
Good
will
luck.
find that
Par
they
three.
have things in common, even other prejudices. Like, for example, what's your favorite football team?
Bengals.
The what?
Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals. Okay. I don't have a problem with the Bengals. I'm a Bills fan, but fuck them Cowboys.
Ooh, I might have
You
just
know
did a
what I
good
mean?
one.
Or, in my thing, fuck Tom Brady,
Alright.
or fuck Bill Belichick, or, people that you
And let's
just
see
don't
how this
like.
hole
It's
goes
like
down
back in
for
the
him.
early 80s when people were like, all right, who do you like, Jordan or Bird? Or do you like Magic or Bird? And you're sitting here going, ooh, what a tough choice, because it said a lot about you as a person. But at
Yeah.
the same time, you also knew that if you threw a different person into the mix, there would be, oh no, I'll pick the other guy, but not against my guy. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah.
And he's in the green side rough.
And
Dude, I
like,
think some of it though, just to put a little on it here.
little bow on it, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So Tom, when I was talking to Tom,
Long shot, but he could make
I
it.
was telling him I understand people's reservations to a degree. I don't think all of those people are just completely closed-minded all the time. I think some of it is.
Yeah, fuck you,
I think,
game.
Right by.
I think some of it is tied to
Fucked up the flick for you, sorry.
everything that they're
This would be
taught. Like
par for
they
him
were
if
taught
That's been the hardest I did.
in
Well, I'm not
school, and
saying
they've
it's
known forever
not that they've been
certain
indoctrinated,
things.
and then you have to come
Yeah.
to grips with that. I mean,
Doesn't
Well, you
matter.
can't make
with-
people do that. Is the thing, and they try to make each other,
Right?
and it's a
Okay, this
problem.
putt will go one up
Yeah.
on your friend.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like
Dude,
people
we are
Hey.
on pitch right now. Last match I was
Nice
in,
putt in there.
I lagged out and they did
After that
minus
hole, your team's
33 to
sitting
me.
at one up.
They flagged out and what?
I lagged out. My internet connection just fucking went poop,
Oh.
and I went back into ranked and I lost 33 points. So that's like 3 matches, literally.
Damn.
that sucks.
Like, kind of
That's a very intelligent opinion on the situation, John.
Well, I've had a lot of time to think
Yeah,
about
fuck you.
it over the years, because here's the thing: I have a very unique
Fucking
perspective because
And
I
he's
am
ready
a
to go. Let's
I
see
am
how this
what
hole goes
is-
for him.
is considered
Again,
by one side to be
the
the
second
biggest
time in a
problem.
row.
I'm this white guy from the South. I'm supposed to be the most closed-minded motherfucker you're supposed to meet.
Fuck.
Same,
But
dude. Same.
I-
I'm not.
I'm a type 1 diabetic, at age 10, I learned that there are things that I cannot control that people are going to pick on
Hell
me
yeah,
and
bro.
think that I'm weird about. Like, I
Careful getting
became
out of here. Might not get
ostracized
all the
at 10
distance
years
you
Regal.
want
old
in the deep stuff.
by my community. So, like, the Fellowship of Christian
It's self,
Students,
of course.
supposedly good guys, those were my bullies back in high school and middle school.
Yeah.
Like, the good people were always. So I
Looks
looked
like we're
around and
heading to the
realized, I'm
rough.
like, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to
I love it when
hate
that happens.
on
Ended up in the fairway.
Jamal
No
because he's a
troubles
black
for
guy.
you.
That's not, and
Oh, fuck
not
not.
that
Golf
there's a
course,
He was
fault
looking
with
at
all
that
around
or
night.
5
anything,
yards.
but it's the thing of
I'm not-
learning.
Every
There's
golf
some,
course. Yeah.
yeah, there's some
Mhm.
things that people have no control.
Oh
in.
well, where do you live? It must be.
I don't want
somewhere-
to hate on. I'll never hate on
somewhere
anybody,
we- oh,
like for like
that's
any
cool as
reason. Like that's just that's the life path that I chose. Not necessarily what I was raised in.
Oh no,
But-
no, and but
Where are
but
you
that's
at?
the thing is,
Well, I
like
chose
northeast
North
Chicago.
Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I live in the I live in the oddly I live in the most, according to some,
Yeah, I'm over
It
in
is
PA.
the most,
Like 45 degrees out.
yeah,
It
it's
was like
it used to be one of the most progressive
like-
southern states, and
no,
now
why?
it's not anymore.
Yeah.
But that's
No, like well, I
because-
live in Kentucky.
Oh
it's
yeah,
definitely
dude.
not.
It was like 8
On the
degrees
progressive
like 2 minutes ago. So cold as fuck over here.
like, and here's the thing, like, if you
Fuck it,
talk
let's
to
go.
most people in the South, they don't really care
Fuck you,
just as
game.
long
Honestly,
as
you
you
can suck
leave
a
them
dick.
alone.
It's gonna be fun.
I know, man.
But,
That's what I'm.
sure.
That's what I literally told Tom. I was like, dude, I am a
50 degrees?
completely
Jesus.
150,000% on the side of just
That
being left
time,
alone.
bro.
Leave
It
people
would've
be.
fucking
Let
75
people
degrees
be who they
today.
are. And be
But
done
the
with
problem
it.
is, if you but one side of the political spectrum wants to know everything that you're doing,
There's 50,
so that they
58.
can judge
Like,
you and group
insane.
you into things and call you the enemy when they run out of enemies. And the other side is looking at it going, hey, we got problems we need to
Alright,
fix."
Rio, I kind of fucked up
17-foot
my
putt
clicks
on
again.
this one.
You gotta make a putt.
But both sides just sit around insulting each other, which does nothing. Like,
I mean, the problem is that you
We
have
both,
It's getting there.
such people that
Good
have gone
putt.
to
Nicely
lengths
played.
to
Bang.
keep
This
the
next
status
putt
quo.
is for the bird.
Dang.
Let's see.
Where if like somebody like me ran for office, I would only be a one-term politician because nobody would get along with me and I wouldn't get anything done because I would just be too honest. And that's the problem.
What rank are you guys?
yeah. Well, nice conversation. I don't want to hijack Rio's stream,
You're
but
good.
I was just
Yikes.
genuinely just
no, it's
concerned
just-
about like the vitriol that people have
green?
for one
I think
another.
that's green.
Well, I
After that
mean,
one,
and a
your
lot
team
of it's
sits
warranted
at
too.
2.
Like I have friends
I'm
who
a
are scared
blue,
for their
think.
lives
Made it
right
to the
now,
I don't know.
sixth hole.
and you
No,
can't blame
well,
them because
No, sort of, not really.
back
Nice,
in
pure swing, great
2016 they
stuff.
were
I mean, I won all
legit.
5 of my placement games, and I got placed down that low, so they're trying to think I'm that bad. So,
All right, let's see how he does on this hole.
won every single placement game, and fucked. Story of my life.
Story of a Bills Super Bowl year. 4
You know
times
what's
in a
funny?
row.
They're
You know what's
contender.
funny about the Bengals?
What'd you say, Rio?
They're talking about football, the Bengals and the Bills.
You know what's funny about the
Bengals and
Bengals, man? The Bengals.
Both teams, I do
Here's
not
his
care for.
second
Yeah, the
shot.
best
I
team with the
think-
worst defense.
I think the
Best team
the
with the worst
Bengals is the
defense
best
and
team with the worst defense.
Probably an
that's ever-
MVP caliber quarterback.
Did you see what the final score of fucking tonight's football game is? It's a
Yeah,
joke.
6-3, bro. Can we get a round of
No, I
applause
need to look at
for not scoring one touchdown? and
Thursday
only
night
two goals?
football, the final fucking score was 6-3.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me?
That's the most important
And
game
what the
of
fuck
all
was
time.
it? And what the fuck was that?
Who played tonight?
It was
what
the
fuck was
Bears
score?
and
Green.
I don't know who the fuck beat the Bears
It was
had
the
3
Bears
points.
and the
Oh,
Bears and
they're
the
in my
Seahawks.
division. I fucking hate them.
Oh,
here,
that
105
wasn't
No.
a game. That was a
6 to
that
fucking
was something that
3.
shouldn't have happened in
Dude,
the playoffs.
what the fuck was the score yesterday? Wasn't it like 31-2 yesterday?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
that wasn't a
31 to
scoregami.
2.
That apparently that's happened 3 times.
But see, here's
That
the
was like-
funniest thing about
They're both
picking
pretty
on
bad.
these
31-2.
professional
I mean, you
football
only scored 2
teams.
points. I mean, you got a safety. I mean, that's good. You can't score
Yeah.
a field goal at all. That's pretty
Well,
bad.
see, here,
When you got a
but
game
here's
with no
the thing.
touchdowns, that's also pretty fucking shitty.
Here's the thing, though. When it comes to these professional sports teams, I don't care if you're the worst player in the league.
Oh, did
You
it?
are
I was
still
not
a
watching.
professional player, which means you're still better
Be
than
good.
half of the people making fun of you on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. They're certainly
yeah,
everyone on the couch.
Yes.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing is like this one guy
It's over with,
who
bro.
was like picking on a
Man,
guy
ain't
who
over
was
yet.
an amateur boxer that had only won one fight. I'm like, he's
Make
one
this,
more
we
one
make
more
bars,
professional
there's two
fight
down,
than
they win
you, and
one,
he knows how to
two,
punch. I'd shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got knocked
See?
the fuck out. So
And it drops.
I just didn't want to put any stress on your putt, you know what I mean?
It wouldn't have been the end of the game even if we did win this hole. We'd just be dorming.
Birdie of the
Now if we
day.
win the next hole, it's
And
over.
that hole's halved.
He's got to win one of the next three.
Or
Dude,
tie.
this year's Chiefs team is the
That takes longer.
best, worst team I've ever seen. It's actually
don't get me started on the Chiefs.
Fucking carry the whole
I
bunker.
have a feeling they're
that's not
gonna
possible.
come after my
And it is,
Bills
but-
real bad for beating them.
They're the only team to do it.
Finally!
Unfortunately,
You can hear you flicks.
A lot of luck.
What'd you say?
He's ready to.
A lot of.
tee off
Oh
and
no,
see
not
what
your shot. I'm talking about football. Yeah, a lot of luck. Like the Broncos almost beat him, and it was a blocked field goal at the end of the game. What?
dude, there are two
Fucking
there are two games that we should have won, but BS calls gave them a field goal. Man, I'm so mad.
Okay, second
Yeah.
shot for him on this one.
Bengals are a
Stuff that
better
I got
team.
minus 33 for
guys,
my internet cutting out.
if you want
And we
to
were
never
3
be
up
disappointed in a sport,
three to
watch
play.
professional wrestling.
Fucked up part.
Wrestling.
People get mad when I say that, but I'm like, hey, the good guy eventually wins, the bad guy eventually
Yeah, good
loses.
job.
Well, I don't have anything against wrestling, man. I used to be a
Oh,
big
I
fan
love
of it
pro
back in the
wrestling.
day.
I was going to be a pro wrestler, and then the
Gotta get them
diabetes.
aviators.
I took classes in it for 2 weeks.
How'd you do, Tom?
Well, it only lasted 2 weeks. Well, I realized, like, I'm pretty sure I ended up cracking a rib. And then I realized, like, you know, this hurts, and, I mean, I'm okay or whatever. But then that's when I really realized, like, I started looking at all the injuries that could occur in wrestling. I realized, like, do I really want to put myself at risk for this? And I just realized, like, yeah, these people are, like, if you want it with the passion of injuring
I mean,
yourself. And it's
plus,
like, I
I
don't want it
mean,
like that.
you-
I just wanted to have some fun.
Plus, I mean, let's be fair, Tom. You'd only would have got one gimmick. Hey, my name's Tom. How you
life,
doing?
more.
Let's have a pizza. Hey, I'm a
I
mafia
love it.
guy.
What the fuck?
That approach kind of
Okay,
missed.
no, that was a terrible
Hey,
shot. Sorry.
All right,
Hey,
let's see what
hey,
happens.
I'm,
This
I'm-
is
I'm-
his
I'm
yeah,
being
sure.
honest.
Come
If
back
if
today.
I was going to be a booker, I would give you an Italian gimmick. So
But yeah, that was it.
Fuck
I just
you.
realized, like, yeah, you know,
yeah, I looked at
I
the
have a lot of
injuries
respect
and
for what
said I
they
didn't
do.
care.
You know
And
what?
then people were
I'll
like,
give
"We're
you
not
a
covering you
middle
on the
finger in your
insurance
life,
for our
fucking from
events,
here.
so you can't do
Game.
it." So then I was like, "Oh, I'll do something less
Dude, did
embarrassing,
you see what
like
Tank
professional
Dale,
acting."
Tank Dale did to his fucking leg? Bro,
Oh,
Who?
it's getting there.
no.
Ah, just
whatever.
by the
He
hole.
fucking tore his MCL, PCL,
He's setting up for a
ACL,
birdie here.
dislocated his kneecap, and I think he has meniscus damage as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
he's
almost
been
as
ruled
bad as
out
what
of the
happened
whole
to Sid Vicious.
2025 season.
And that one will drop.
That's a fucked up leg.
Yeah, that might have
Yeah.
ruined his career, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Alex
you know-
Smith had it, came within like 1 inch of losing his fucking leg, and then came back and had a couple of great seasons.
If you ever want to feel good about
Morgan.
your decisions in life, look up Sid Vicious leg injury, and you will see a move that should never have been attempted by a guy that tall.
No, thanks.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
I hate seeing people's legs.
When you said Sid Vicious, my first thought was the Sex Pistols guitarist. No, you mean the professional wrestler. And yeah, he snapped his leg like a fucking twig.
Well, see, here was the funny part. He was told to do that by the writers because they thought if he had a high move from the air, that was really cool. And he's like, I'm a 6'9" guy. I don't go on the top rope, you assholes.
Yeah, and he did it and snapped his leg in half, and it's horrible.
Yep. And all he was doing a jumping leg, like big boot to the face from the top. Like it wasn't a big, like weight heavy move. It wasn't like he was trying to power bomb somebody or do a Hurricane Rana or something.
And it looks like around 135 yards out for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Should have been a pro wrestler. I could have retired by now. You're off.
Looks like this one's
Nice
headed
shot.
for the green. All right, this is his second.
Oh man. I can't believe how the Bengals have the worst defense in the NFL. It's crazy, man.
Well, look at it this way.
Best offense, worst defense. Crazy.
Next year, you spend all your draft picks fixing your defense,
Good
and
luck.
then you're good.
9 feet away.
Yeah, we are gonna keep. I think Jamar Chase basically said he's committing to a 5-year,
Well, that's good.
and then we're trying to keep T Higgins too. If we can keep T Higgins and Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase leads the
Yeah, that's a straight
NFL
punt,
in
dog.
touchdowns with 15.
Motherfuckers.
He has
Will,
15
will
receiving
swear again.
touchdowns. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Of
Sorry
course, I
about
love
that.
the fact that everybody
He's doing Rio.
hates my
I don't know.
quarterback. So
Punishment for me for saying it's over.
I don't have
You don't
anything
even
against
touch the
Josh
button.
Allen.
Why did you even touch the
no,
button?
but a lot of people
Didn't
hate
even
him
need
just
to
because
do
it's like,
anything.
oh, it's a fifth receiver. That should be illegal. And I'm like, no.
Fuck.
Motherfucker.
You couldn't have
It's an
given you a
option.
straight
It's just
putt.
an option.
No, you
that
gave me a
lot
great
of people
putt, I just
don't
missed
want
it.
to take.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Of course, I still love everybody's
Ready to-
motivation
Oh, well.
on the Bills
Let's
team.
see this
They're
one
like,
goes.
we want to win the championship for Buffalo, but we also want to get Jim Kelly an
At
owner's
least I'll
ring.
give you the fairway.
This one
There
looks
you go.
pretty good.
Since he
Should be
never
in the
got
fairway.
one of the original
Please
four
do
trips
something
in the
with
Super
that.
Bowl.
Worth
Yeah.
noticing.
I remember
Shot
watching
here on the
those.
ninth.
You're
Wide
also-
right,
your
man.
team is definitely solid, man.
Oh man, the best part about him was when he got to Buffalo because he got drafted to Buffalo, didn't want to go, jumped into this other league that Donald Trump was a part of for a bit.
Yep.
And then he got pulled back into the NFL. They told him he had to do at least 1 year in Buffalo. He gets there and the coach goes, well, what do you want? What do you like to do? And Jim Kelly looks at him and goes, I don't like to do huddles. So they learned how to play pass on the fly. So they would just constantly
Needs
they
to be up
wouldn't take a
farther.
break. Yeah.
No huddle offense. They're
Belichick.
sitting at 12-3.
Fucking hate Bill Belichick
Yeah,
because
this is
he
a tough
figured
one.
out
I'm
how to
not sure
break
where
it.
this will go.
Ugh.
Oh,
Bill
right on the
Belichick
first
is
time.
great. He's a college coach now,
Looks like
apparently.
he's
Oh,
here
no,
around
Michael
Fuck.
Vick's a
135
college
yards out.
coach too.
Michael
Like-
Vick is a college coach.
Yep, he just started coaching at like a university in
what?
Virginia or something.
That's actually probably a good thing.
No, it's
yeah,
not
dude.
because he doesn't
Damn
need
it.
to be making any more money.
Fuck!
Or anything. I'm
Good
sorry.
job, Rio.
I also
Really,
think
really,
after Spygate,
really
Bill
splendid
Belichick should never be allowed near a
golf
football
from you.
stadium
The
again.
last two
So,
holes.
I
Yeah,
agree
it's
with
been
Bill
incredible.
Belichick because he
That's
cheated
just
like
great
3
golf,
times.
dude. Like, come on, dog.
it's not. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're just
That's
mad
just-
about Deflategate."
fuck.
I'm like, "No, I'm mad about Spygate. That's what I'm mad about because they
Yeah.
convicted him of it." And I'm sitting here going, "Then why the fuck is he still on the freaking?"
Even the fucking dog
grass?
is cheering, bro. Rio, they're,
Yeah,
Rio,
no,
their
you're
fucking
right.
dog
I
is
agree
cheering
with
at
you
them
on that.
because we let him.
Come on.
All right, come on, Rio. That's really fucked up of us.
His name is Rio, and he might hit the ball.
Please, please, I'm begging.
Oh, nice try.
I need to go
Fucking
to bed.
bed.
This next
We do.
putt will be for his birdie.
I don't
Fucked up.
have any meetings.
Rio, I completely blame you.
Yeah, I deserve it. No, I deserve it. I shit the bed on these shots. Oh, they almost missed that.
And that'll be the end
I
of the
blame
birdie.
Rio for a lot of things.
I shit
that
the
he
bed
has
on the
no
last two
control
holes.
over.
In the
Dude, you know I'm gonna. Oh
When my
my
food's
God,
not
bro.
spicy
Winners
enough.
scores.
Locking in at 1 up.
When there's
at the end of
when
this
there's a
one,
shadowy cloud on a really
Well,
good sunny
on
day,
behalf of
I blame
myself and
Reed.
the team here
Fucking
at
minus
HB
25.
Studios and 2K Sports, thanks for playing.
Anytime I don't
I
get
had
a
fun
professional
for you.
quarterback throwing me a hot dog, I blame Ryu. You ruined it for everybody.
It's gonna be
Dude, that
yeah,
commercial was great.
I got demoted. They're the only one. Wait.
you know
I
what?
keep sharing that commercial, hoping
You know what?
Tom gets a residual check.
No, there was not going to be any residuals from that. I just got paid a flat rate.
Ah, it
Rio,
stinks.
why did you
I
touch
hope
that
you
punt?
get some. You should get some freaking jobs from that. I mean,
That happened a year ago. I mean, I auditioned for another thing recently. We'll see.
we're good. I might be directing something next year if it actually pans out.
None of that shit, Rio. Come on.
There you go.
All right.
No more of that
Yeah, that was bad. The other two was
bullshit.
totally shit in the bed. Whoops.
Dude, and you were like, game over, and I was like, not yet.
Yeah, that was my. I jinxed myself.
Like the great Yogi Berra said, "It ain't over till it's over. Now give me a picnic basket." Hey.
Fucking lost in the sauce and mode head. Alright.
Yogi Bear.
No one goes there anymore. It's always too crowded.
Yeah.
There was another big Yogi Berraism.
I love Yogi Berraisms. Apparently, he sued Hanna-Barbera because they never paid him anything, and unfortunately, they on the technicality of him never copywriting his name, because it's his name. He never thought to do that. He lost.
And technically, they didn't use his name. They call it Berra. Yogi Bear.
Yeah, but because he didn't have a trademark on his name before the cartoon was made, he did it